Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. For those who don't know me, I'm Patrick from Padt, and I love calligraphy, art, and bullet journaling. And today we're going to create the bullet journal spreads for the month of June. It is a very interesting and a very funny theme, in my opinion, and you will soon see what the theme is going to be. And without further ado, I would say we will jump right into it, and I will pass it over to VoiceOver Me to guide you through the rest of the video. Have fun! Hello again, this time from me as your voiceover for the rest of the video. As you might have already seen in the thumbnail and from the description, the theme I chose for the month of May is Brighton. I chose this theme because I plan to go to Brighton for a couple of days around my birthday, so I thought, why not dedicate the month to this town in my bullet journal? When I googled photos of Brighton, one recurring theme was the pier and the small colourful beach houses that are all in a row right at the beach. I will add a picture here that inspired me the most for this theme. I was also looking forward to standing in front of one of them with my bullet journal in hand. However, I decided in the end not to go to Brighton and to stay at home instead. I was quite busy at the time, and so when I had some time off, I wanted to relax and stay at home instead of doing a city trip where you do a lot of sightseeing and stuff, so it wouldn't have been as relaxing as staying at home. However, I really want to go to Brighton someday. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I know that I will get there eventually. You might ask yourself, why Brighton and not any other town? And the answer is simple. I wanted to go somewhere in the UK, and I follow a couple of YouTubers who are living in Brighton, and seeing the town in their videos inspired me to go there as well. As you can already see quite clearly, I drew this row of beach houses, all of them with this mint green roof and red walls. All houses have the same shutters, however, every one of them gets painted in a different color. Speaking of, I used a lot of colors this month, including the Tombow Dual brush pens in colors 192, 243, 451, 452, 723, 873 and 991, as well as a Stabilo pen 68 in this nice cherry red. After having finished the houses, I wrote "Welcome to Brighton" on top and June on the bottom using my Tombow Funazuki hard tip brush pen, as well as the Faber-Castell Eco Pigment fine liner in size 05. The next spread I'm going to make is a monthly overview. Before we dive into it, I want to mention first that this is not going to be the final monthly spread. I made a mistake here and therefore started all over again afterwards. However, I think that the idea itself was really cute, and therefore I wanted to show you what I plan to do here, such that if you want to recreate this theme and have a monthly overview like this, you still have a bit of inspiration. With that being said, I wanted to quickly mention that if you want to recreate this theme, please go ahead and also don't hesitate to do the monthly overview like this. I would love to see you guys having such a monthly overview. So the idea was to make all those tiny beach houses, with one being one day of the month. Therefore, I sketched it all out, drew all those houses and colored them in with all my Tombow Dual brush pens. But when I wanted to add the day of the month in the roofs, I recognized that the monthly layout does not match June 2025, so I knew I had messed up and had to start over again. That's why you will see me flip the page and do another monthly overview soon. Okay, so for the actual monthly overview, I've drawn one big beach house where I wrote June in the top part, and the doors are split up to have a monthly grid in there. On the right page, I added a note section with my top 3 priorities of the month on top, and a little quote on the bottom that says, "To travel is to live" by Hans Christian Andersen. And I love how it matches the vibe of the theme. So, for those who are interested to know what I did on my birthday instead of flying to Brighton, I stayed at home, went swimming and visited family. The rest of the days off, I just chilled and had a relaxing time, did some reading and refueled my batteries a bit. Besides, you might want to know why I've been so busy that I didn't want to do this city trip. I already mentioned in my previous video that I started a new job in May. And I love it there. It's really interesting and the team is really nice, so I can't complain at all. However, since everything was new and all the onboarding was needed, it was quite exhausting at the beginning, so I didn't have the time or the energy to post anything until now. I also didn't post on my other social media platforms. But now I feel like I've gotten into a routine again, and this allows me to be more active on social media as well. The next spread of the monthly setup for June is the habit tracker. Here I drew 4 beach houses, each one representing one habit. The habit itself is written on the top of the house, and the doors themselves represent the space where I can track my habits. In case I would have done sports every day, the whole doors would be light green. The same applies for the other 3 habits. However, since it's already August, I can tell you that I haven't used my habit tracker much in June. There are 2 reasons for that. One is that I rarely came to do any of the habits I wanted to track, and the other is that I rarely used my bullet journal in general. I almost didn't use it at all. This is mainly because I was in the office every day, and there I didn't need my bullet journal. And the evenings were all quite similar, mainly preparing everything for the next day and winding down before going to bed. So the page is still quite empty, but that's life, isn't it? The last spread I created in this video is the weekly spread for the first week of June. For this, you might have guessed it, I drew another row of beach houses, one for each day of the week, as well as an additional house on top of the note section. I wrote the day of the week into the roof, and the day of the month is placed on top of the doors as if someone drew them on top with paint. Then I wrote June and week 23 in a rather simple font, and that is all I did for the weekly spread. Above the beach houses, I wrote June and week 23 in a rather simple font, and that is all I did for the weekly spread. As already mentioned, the month of June was quite busy for me, so I didn't get to use my bullet journal that much. This brought me to use my bullet journal a little different for the next months ahead. What I mean by that is that I'm not going to have weekly spreads anymore, but only use the monthly overview as well as dailies in a list form. If I feel like it, I add some small weekly overview here and there, but they are just for very brief overviews, since the actual planning happens in the daily spreads. You will see me setting up a daily spread in the month of July. And don't you worry, I will upload the Plan With Me video for July very soon. The great thing about bullet journals is that if I feel the need for more planning space, I can just turn the page and create weekly spreads again. But right now, it feels like the right system for me. Okay guys, so we have created the bullet journal spreads for the month of June. As you saw, they are very colorful, they're very bright, and they're very bright for this Brighton theme. As you've already heard from my voiceover, I haven't been able to actually create this video, and it's already mid-August right now. But still, even though I haven't been able to use my bullet journal in June, it was a really nice theme, and I will always look back to that, no matter whether I actually was in Brighton or not. And I hope you get some inspiration for that. It doesn't have to be Brighton all the time, but if you are looking forward to a specific city trip that you have planned and you want to dedicate a month in your bullet journal on this city, for example, just try to find specific elements of that city and make a bullet journal theme out of it. And if you are interested in creating a Brighton bullet journal theme, just as I did, feel free to recreate it. And if you do, and post it on social media, please tag me on it. I would love to see your recreations, and maybe I show them in one of my upcoming videos. Let's see. And with that, I want to thank you all for watching this video. If you've come up until the end now, please comment an emoji, and I would say a green heart, please. And yeah, again, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!